there. Welcome. I'm so stoked that you're interested in the MBLEx review course and in the information in the digestive and the respiratory tract, the anatomy. So good of you to be studying. Nice work. My name is Jodi, as you know, and wanted to say you're getting a shorter version of the class. If you're interested in the whole class, you can get it two ways. One, you can buy it for $7. Two, you can become a member. There's a 1 week free trial. Become a member of our Patreon community. It's a monthly membership. So as long or short as you need it, you can be a part of that. For the monthly membership, you get the full, not only this full video, but you get so much more. It's in the details. I'll put the description in the comments here. Actually, I'll put the details on where you can find that in the comments here in the description. All right, enjoy this excerpt of class. You'll also get a couple of questions at the end. I'll jump back in here and say hello and goodbye once we're done. Okay, see you soon. So the cecum, the colon, and the rectum. If you see those descriptions, that's the large intestines. We'll take a look at the appendix here, but it's little, it's a finger-shaped little organ attached to the cecum. And the cecum is the first part of that large intestine. So when that food, the nutrition has been absorbed in the small intestine, now it's time to see if there's any liquids that we need in the body and start to turn our food into poop. Start to turn the stuff that we don't need, start to turn it into excrement. But from the small intestines, it goes into the cecum, and then it moves up, across, and down the colon. So the cecum is the first part of the large intestines. In school, you may have learned the colon stroke, where we go to the ascending, transverse, descending, and sigmoid colon. More vocabulary, right? There are parts of the colon, but they're really easy. Ascending, up, descending, transverse, descending, sigmoid. Now think about this. When you have an upset stomach, when a little kid has an upset stomach, what do when they rub their belly, right? They rub their belly in a clockwise fashion, right? That's because they're rubbing the ascending, transverse, descending colon. Yeah. They're massaging their belly. Go figure, right? Intuitively, the body knows it needs a little calmness if there's an upset tummy. What's happening, the inner workings of that digestive system, there is bacteria in your GI tract, which is called gut flora. Sometimes you get fancy and call it the microbiome. But in the GI tract, there's gut flora and microbiome that helps with digestion. And you've probably read about probiotics and their role in digestion that helps to reestablish healthy gut flora. In your GI tract, there's also parts of the nervous system and parts of the circulatory system. Because how in the world do nutrients actually leave the small intestine and get to the rest of the parts of your body? The muscles in my arm need to get fed. The muscles in my legs need to get fed. Okay, so there's nervous system and circulatory system connections to your digestive tract. So working together, your nervous system helps with releasing hormones, bacteria, blood, and the organs of your body all contribute to how digestion works and how nutrients are distributed. So this is a whole ecosystem, if you will. There's a whole world of things going on, a whole bunch of different things happening as a part of your digestion. And so often we think of it as just the stomach, right? But no, there's more going on. Let's take a look at the path of food entering your body And before we do, I do want to talk about nutrients because nutrition, people say, oh, I should have better nutrition. Well, what does that actually mean? Your body needs nutrients. So, what are nutrients? Nutrients come from food, fruits, vegetables, protein. Those are nutrient-dense foods. Fruits, vegetables, proteins, some starch, but proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, water, these are all nutrients, and our body needs them. So your digestive system pulls the nutrients out of the food and puts it into small enough particles so that it can enter the bloodstream and head out to the different parts of your body to be used for energy, for growth, and for cell repair. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? The food we eat contributes to our body's ability to have energy, to grow muscle tissue, and to repair cells. Comes directly from the food we eat, the nutrients we consume. When they say you are what you eat, they ain't lying. The last mile of digestion is the small intestines to the large intestines. We're familiar with that now. And any waste products that are still too large then become the stool. All right. A reminder that hormones and nerves are very important in the digestive process. And nerves are so important that there is a wave of new information coming out about the brain-gut connection. Have you heard about that? The brain-gut connection? Yeah. So yes, we have, those nerve endings that help us to smell food and sends the signal to our brain to make our salivary glands water. But even more so, the brain-gut connection talks a little bit about what I talk about in my book. And that is, have you had a gut feeling? Now, this may sound a little crazy, but bear with me. Have you had a gut feeling? We say that sometimes. Or you meet someone and they're super special and you've got these butterflies in your stomach. Or the thought of something awful can be like gut wrenching. These are all terms that even though they're slang, they come from a place of truth. Your brain communicates, of course, with your whole body through your nervous system. However, but your brain and your belly are like best friends. They talk about all sorts of different things other than just if you're hungry. There are more nerve cells in your gut than anywhere else in your body other than your brain, outside of your brain. Let me say that one more time. There are more nerve cells in your gut than anywhere else in your body, even the integumentary system, even your fingers and toes. Anywhere outside your brain, the most nerves are in your belly. That might come up on the MBLEx. Vocab word, your enteric nervous system. This is the nervous system that's in your gut. We don't talk about this when we talk about the nervous system. It is the nerves within your gut. Enteric. This is the brain-belly connection. It's the most complex neural network outside of your brain. And some scientists even now consider, you may have even heard this, some scientists are calling your belly, your gut, your second brain. Yeah. Enteric nervous system, the one in your belly. Again, may come up on the MBLEx. If you are interested about this, the gut-brain connection, just Google gut-brain connection. This is the link where I got all of this information that I've just shared with you. But I'd like to move on because we still have the respiratory system to cover. So, all right. The respiratory system. Ooh, this is a little bit more straightforward as far as the organs that you are very familiar with. So we start off, your respiratory system is made up of your lungs and a few other airways, the trachea, the bronchi, the bronchioles, plus the muscles of your respiratory system, the diaphragm and the intercostals. In there too, we would throw, if you get this question, the voice box, the throat, the nose, the mouth, those can all be considered part of the respiratory system. What is the function of the respiratory system? The main function is to breathe. Breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. Breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. You need to know that. In fact, let me just look you in the eyeballs here. You need to know that. We breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. It is considered a waste product in our body. Our body needs oxygen, and it needs to eliminate carbon dioxide. Another role of the respiratory system is to help protect you from germs, allows you to smell, it allows you to speak. Yeah. Okay. Upper respiratory tract. Nasal cavities, pharynx, and larynx. So the nasal cavity, the pharynx, and the larynx. The lower respiratory tract is considered the trachea. Entering the lungs, the bronchi, the bronchioles, the alveoli is where the gas exchange occurs. We'll take a deeper dive into this momentarily. Just wanted you to see this image of breathing in, coming down the trachea. These are the bronchial trees, these little blue things. We do have respiratory muscles that help to breathe, that help us breathe. Our respiratory muscles are the diaphragm and the intercostals. The intercostal muscles are the muscles in between our ribs, our costals. The in-between ribs, we've got external intercostals and internal intercostals. And you see they're woven just a little bit of a different way. External and internal. Both internal and external assist with breathing. If you have to pick between the two, intercostals are going to be more a part of breathing than the external because they're contracting and expanding. Contracting and expanding. And so our rib cage contracts to breathe out. It expands to breathe in. You follow me there? So those ribs are coming together, getting smaller in the rib cage to squeeze out the air. And it gets larger. Take a deep breath in. You can feel your rib cage expand, right? So, and we breathe in 3 dimensions. Hopefully you don't get asked about this on the MBLEx, but just in case. We mostly think of breathing like this, right? Our rib cage expands and contracts. But we also breathe front to back. Some people will say, expand your chest, expand your belly when we breathe in. So that rib cage also moves front and back to expand. That's why sometimes when you take a deep breath, you might hear your spine adjust. You might hear a little pop. And out. We're breathing side to side, front to back, and top to bottom. All 3 dimensions we're breathing in. And those are the 2 muscles, the diaphragm and the intercostals, that are the muscles of breathing. All right. Are you ready to dissect some questions? Very good. There are three sections of the small intestines. What are the three sections of the small intestines are A, ascending, descending, and sigmoid. B, duodenum, jejunum, ileum. C, ileum, rectum, anus. D, cecum, colon, rectum. There are three sections of the small intestines. Let's get rid of one wrong answer. And it's like, okay. All right, we know did you know it's not the cecum, the colon, and the rectum? Those are part of the intestines, but not the small intestines. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Best answer. Nana, yes. Edgar, yes. Good. Therese, yes. Brenda nailed it. Lek got it. Fantastic. Very good. I have a feeling before this class you may not have known that. Maybe you knew it, but now I know you know it. Okay. Best answer? Boom. B. The duodenum, the juju, and the ileum. And those are the order. That's the order that they occur. So if you had a question that said ileum, juju, and duodenum, the best answer would still be B because of the order. That's the proper order of the small intestines. Next question. What is the gaseous exchange between the alveoli and the capillaries called? What is the gaseous exchange between the alveoli and the capillaries called? Is it called A, external respiration, B, internal respiration, C, diffusion, or D, perspiration? What is the gaseous exchange called between the alveoli and the capillaries? Let's get rid of one wrong answer. It's not letter D. That was there to be silly. Perspiration. Is it A, external respiration, B, internal respiration, or C, diffusion? 3, 2, 1, go. Edgar, yes. Brenda, good. Lek, good. Best answer? C, diffusion. In fact, other than perspiration, all of these answers are right. It is external respiration. It is internal respiration. But the specific question is, what is the gaseous exchange? So where that CO2 and O2 switch is between the alveoli and the capillaries. Alveoli and the capillaries. Capillaries have CO2. Alveoli has oxygen. Switch. Alveoli now has CO2. Capillaries have oxygen. See you later. Go into the body. That exchange right there is called diffusion. Next question. Hey there. How was that for you? Did you enjoy it? Did you learn something? I'll bet you did. I'll bet you remembered some stuff from massage school. Yeah. May I invite you to become a member of our community? I really care that you're studying for the MBLEx. I want to be a partner with you. Myself, my team, we want to be your accountability buddies to get you over the finish line. Maybe you have been frustrated in the past with failing the MBLEx. Pretty much everybody in our community has failed at least once, if not more than once. Look, that's not something that we hide. It's a part of your process. So come join our community. I will put how to do that, the links in the description below. Mm, You can also get this class. Reminder, you can buy it for $7, one and done. Get the whole thing. It's about an hour and 20, an hour and 30 minutes or so. Uh, yeah, so you can buy it or you become a member. Either way, I wish you the best of luck in studying for your MBLEx. I hope to meet and greet you in our MBLEx community in Patreon. See you soon.